What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Lethal Lev back again with another Division 2 video, and this time I'm showing you guys what I think is the best PvP build for the occupied dark zone out there right now. Let's get right into it, man. So here's the build. Now with this build, obviously it's a work in progress because you're not going to get perfect rolls in all your gear. You're not going to get perfect gear all the time. But at the same time, it's still very good. So this build is going to revolve mainly around a lot of health and a lot of crit chance. So as you can see, my health is at 94,000. Armor is right about 170. And skill power is like kind of useless right now because it's really broken. So I would definitely recommend either going heavily into armor, weapon damage, or health. Because skill power, I'm not with. So these are what I'm going to be wearing for my gear. I currently have one Providence, which this is really my weakness for this build. Is I'm trying to find a better Providence, preferably one that gives me health or health on kill or one of these. But yeah, I can't really do anything else besides use these because I'm pretty much stuck with it. And the reason why I have to use this is because I need the 3 Providence bonus, which gives you plus 5% weapon damage, gives you 8% health, and 10% skill power. Skill power is kind of useless, but it is what it is. So I'm going to be rocking with 3 Providence, 1 Sokolov, 1 Murakami for the 8% health, and what else am I using? 1 Gila for that 5% armor bonus. Now, the reason why I do this is because I can't have more than 5 red stats. So, and you're going to ask why. Well, for one reason only, probably the best talent in the entire game, I would have to say. This talent right here. Strained. Strained is a very solid talent to have because of that 10% crit damage bonus for every 5% of armor lost. So if we do the math, that's 200% damage bonus. Crit damage bonus whenever you're going to be... Come on, Fiend. Get off my screen. No one plays this trash 2K. Whenever you get that 0 armor, you're going to be doing more and more damage. So your crit damage is going to be out of this world. Now you combine that talent. Obviously, I'd rather have Allegro, something to boost the RPM on the gun, but it is what it is. Like I said, this build's still a work in progress. If you're gonna want to be using a gun that has a high rate of fire, so obviously SMGs, a lot of SMGs have that high rate of fire. They can work with ARs as well. It's just you gotta make sure you're shooting a lot because you're gonna want more chances to crit hit. So I like the Vector SBR. I'm going to go over the mods I'm using real quick. You can get all these mods from farming the control points and by doing the special secret side mission that is on my channel. Link to that will be in the description below. So this Osprey 9 suppressor, 20% crit chance, minus 10 rate of fire. It is what it is. If you have Allegro, that basically cancels out the negative for that gun, which is why you're going to really want that Allegro talent on your guns. It really helps out. The laser pointer, obviously, for the extra crit chance because, you know, crit chance is the king in this game for PvP. You're going to want to make sure you're hitting that 60% crit chance cap. Accuracy and stability really don't make too much of a difference on SMGs because the optimal range isn't that far. Unless you have a very far optimal range on your SMG, I would definitely recommend either subtracting from stability or accuracy. Same thing here. I want the extra mag size, so I'm willing to sacrifice the 5 rounds. Obviously, you need that mag size because you're going to have more chances to crit. It's all about being able to crit. So that 43 mag really comes in handy. And then finally, the XP S3 hollow sight, crit chance, minus 10% headshot damage. Headshot damage doesn't matter too much on SMGs, obviously. With every gun that you use, when you hit a headshot, it's going to be doing more damage. It's just I'm going to have a little bit less headshot damage. So it is what it is. That's the gun itself. The secondary gun you're going to want to have is the Merciless. I'll link below. Not the Merciless. Jesus Christ. Where's the gun at? The Chatterbox. I'll link below how you can get the Chatterbox. Most of you probably already know. And the reason why you want this gun is because when it's holstered, reloading your weapon within 5 seconds after a kill gives you 20% rate of fire for 10 seconds. So you kill an NPC, and then right as you're about to shoot another player, you get that increased 20% rate of fire, which for this gun, a 20% rate of fire is absolutely insane, considering how high the rate of fire already is. So you're getting over a 200 plus boost to your rate of fire, which is absolutely crazy. So the Vector really is a solid gun. It'll work on any gun with a high rate of fire. If you don't have the Vector SBR 9mm, you can always use the other versions of the Vector, the tactical version of the Vector, the ACP. It's not going to be as good, but like I said, nothing's perfect. I understand a lot of you guys aren't going to have the perfect gear to match up with this build, so it's basically basic principles that you can follow. So you combine that 200% crit damage bonus with another talent, and look at this. You're going to want to get a talent with Berserk. 10% weapon damage for every 10% of max armor depleted. So when your max armor is depleted with this build, you're getting a 200% crit hit damage bonus and a 100% base damage bonus. So if we look at the gun's base damage is about 9,000. So when you have 0 armor, that means it's going up to 18,000 base damage, or whatever the weapon damage is. I'm just going with the it's probably based on the stat, right? All right, so we'll go to the stats. Let's go look at the Vector and what's the weapon damage. Yeah, 8,990. So that's gonna be it for that. Who is calling me? That's gonna be it for that. As you can see, the stats on the weapon: 9,000 damage, 57% crit hit chance, 3% off the cap. So it's right there. The crit damage is kind of low. I've been working on ways to try and get that crit hit damage up. But like I said, with the crit hit damage boost, when you have 0 armor, that's basically what's going to counteract it. So basically, you want people to shoot you. This isn't really the best build if you're going to be sneaking other players, if you're just going to try to come up behind people. This is the best build for actual gunfights. For when you're trading shots and when your armor's going down, you're going to be an absolute monster. Because it's going to take more than a mag to kill you, because as you've seen, I have decent armor. I have a lot of health. So it's going to be crazy in the Dark Zone. I've already tested it out. I have footage with this. I'm going to be releasing it soon. Like I said, all that's all well and good. And let's go look at the actual gear sets. So the Sokolov, obviously this isn't the best. I have crit hit chance and health. I want to get rid of that damage to elites. It kind of sucks having that. I wish I would have modified it, but I can't really change that. So it is what it is. Spotter, I got 10% weapon damage to pulse enemies. So not a lot of people use the pulse because, you know, the duration doesn't last very long. A lot of people go with the shield, so you can either use the shield or you can use the pulse, because I like that 10% weapon damage. It comes in pretty handy. And yeah, basically one Sokolov. The Gila Guard, you're gonna want to have health, bonus armor, and then obviously you're stuck with one other talent. So I needed to have 5 red talents or less, so I just took skill power. It is what it is. What the hell is this? Oh. So obviously you can mix and match the stats, the attributes on these gears. If you have a gear with +2 red on your chest, it's still fine. You just gotta not have +2 red attributes on another gear set. So when I do this build, I really debate between using the Gila Guard or using the Sokolov. I'm gonna be testing it out, see which one I like more, because I have another one with the same Berserk talent, but has more weapon damage and crit damage. This one right here. So the only reason I can't use this one is because if I use it, there's obviously three red talents, and I won't be able to get the extra strain skill on my gun. So that's why I can't use it. But it's up to you how you want to play. If you want to go for the extra crit damage, that's all up to you. I'm just showing you what I think is the best as of right now. The holster, I have Providence holster, extra crit hit damage and health. You're going to really want that health, I'm telling you. Health is really important for this build because you want to be basically 0 armor. Once you're 0 armor, you're unstoppable. You're just crazy good. 50%, 57% crit hit chance plus 200% crit damage plus 100% weapon damage. That's absolutely insane. You're gonna be melting people left and right. So that's the holster. Providence, you're gonna want to have the talent health vital. So you can only get this talent on one gear piece that you've equipped. So the vital talent is really important because it gives you that extra 20% boost to health. And when you're at whatever it is that I was at, the higher your health, the more that boost is going to come into effect. Because if you're at 100k health, that's a 20,000 health boost right there. So that's really insane. Obviously, I'd rather have 2 blue stats and 1 red than the cooldown reduction. But like I said, it's not a perfect build yet. I'm still going to be working on it, and I'm going to update the video when I do feel like I have a really perfect build. Lastly, for the gloves, you're going to want to go with the Murakami because you're going to want that 8% health boost. Like I said, you could mix and match gear sets. It's just these have the proper talents that I want to use. Clutch, you're going to want the clutch talent because the critical hits will restore 15% health and 2% armor. And that's one using an AR, SMG, or LMG. So obviously you're going to be critting, and when you're critting, your health's going to be going way up. Gear mods don't really matter. Lastly, what I will say is you're going to want to be using the Demolitionist Specialization for this because this is really an SMG build, and you're going to want the 15% boost to SMG damage. That's really important, along with all these skills right here. You get to ignore explosions, armor's reduced to 0, you gain all your main weapon ammo. That's really big because you don't even have to reload. Whenever you just keep going, and then when you get shot, your armor and health come back, and then when your armor hits 0, you get all your ammo back. So you're just going to be spraying, melting whoever you're fighting. And that's basically it for the build, man. I mean, the skills, obviously, you can mix and match the skills. Those are just the talents and basically perks that I would go with. It doesn't matter if you have the same exact gear pieces as me. You can just do what you want. It's a pretty straightforward build. Everything basically benefits each other. And yeah. If this helps you out, man, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I got a lot more gameplay coming soon. A lot more Division 2 videos. Thank you guys, man. Really appreciate all the support. It's Lethal. Signing out, y'all. Peace.